Alright, so
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, you said you wanted to defend the argument that I called dog shit earlier, right?
Yeah, so just to be clear, the argument that I'm defending is going to be Anselm's
You
ontological
can just send the
argument.
argument in chat.
I know, I'm just saying it for the
I
record.
don't.
I know, I'm just saying it for
Yeah, send the argument in chat. Like I don't care whose argument it is.
No, I'm just saying it for the rec.
Yeah, I doubt anyone cares whose argument it is. Like, just send the argument.
No, I'm just saying it's Anselm's ontological argument because if I
Yeah, no one
just
cares
said
for
the
that.
ontological argument, then that would just be retarded because there's different ontological arguments. So obviously I'm going to clarify. Also, I already sent it in chat, but I can resend it 2 seconds.
You don't have to say it's the ontological argument. You could just say it's an ontological argument rather. But either way, it's like no one really cares for that. You could just send the argument in chat.
Okay, that's great. Oh, excuse me. I have a bit of a cold.
I'm waiting for the argument, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm not sending. Just hold your horses there, buddy.
All right, let me read it. This presupposes ontological pluralism. What's the argument for that? What's the argument for
Wait,
that?
said what?
Yeah, it presupposes ontological pluralism. What's the argument for that?
Can you define that?
What?
Can you define that?
What? Sorry, your mic is horrible. Maybe that's
Can you
ironic,
define
but
that? Can you define
I,
that? Hello.
what? I
Oh, can
cannot
you hear me?
understand you. I can hear you, but you sound like horribly muffled.
So I said, can you define that?
Could you just like type it out? I'm sorry. Your mic is.
Just define the view.
Oh, define the view. Ontological pluralism. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So ontological pluralism is just the meta-ontological view that states that existence is not going to be something which is univocal. You could have different kinds of existence indexed to different domains, and obviously, this presupposes that stance on meta-ontology. That is to say that God can exist in understanding, and that would be a different way at which He exists aside from like existing within reality. So I could just take the view that God within the understanding will not be an entity which actually exists because I could just take existence to be something which maybe not. I could just take rather a neo-Meinongian view on ontology.
You can take a Meinongian view on ontology.
Sure, why not? Anyways, I said I could take that view or just any view that
You know, I'm pretty sure
contradicts what
Meinongianism.
you're trying to
Wait, so
establish
you
in your first premise.
wait, wait. So okay, hold on. So you're holding to Meinongianism.
I never said that.
You just said you.
I said I
That's what you
could
just
take.
said.
I said I could take that view. I never said I was going to
Okay,
take
so
that view. I
you're
said I could
so
take
in this
any view
hypothetical, you're
that just contrasts with that.
hold on.
All I
So
want is the
yeah,
motivation for ontological pluralism.
calm down. So your competing hypothesis that you're gonna be using is gonna be Meinongianism, right?
No, I just put your view into question.
No,
Like
you just
I
said
don't
what?
have to
You
put
just said a
forward a view.
different view. Yes, you just said a different view you could take, which is a competing hypothesis, would be Meinongianism, right? That's what you just said. Am I lagging? I'm gonna take that as a yes. I don't know if wait, yo.
No, I'm the one who was lagging. All right. So what you just said is pretty retarded. Like I gave an example of a view that would contrast with the view that you tried to
Yeah,
like
I know. That's what I
presuppose or
just said.
smuggle
Like
into
I
your
just
argument.
gave
But
two
that does
seconds
not
of
mean
what
that
I said.
I'm going to be taking the view. I'm not
And
going to
I've
be.
said,
That
and
does
I've
not
said
mean
that.
I'm going to be taking new
And I've said, and I've said,
Meinongianism.
and I've said that. And I've said. And yeah, and I've,
It's just
if
an
you heard what I
example of
just
what I could
said,
take.
I know, yeah, I know what you're saying. If you heard what I literally just said that, I just said
Is what you're
the
explaining
competing
the
hypothesis
motivation
you're
for this?
putting forward that could be true or that you could hold to is Meinongianism. However, Meinongianism says that there's going to be different modes of existence.
That's not what neo-Meinongianism says.
That's not what Meinongianism says. Are you sure? Meinongianism actually says there's different modes of existence. And yes, it says that you can
That is not what it
subsist, which
says.
is existing
Wait,
in
wait,
the,
wait, wait.
which that you can exist in the mind, which is subsistence
Neo-Meinongianism is
and
literally a
existence.
contemporary philosophy that says not all objects exist, but they can still be
Wait,
meaningfully
what?
talked about.
Yeah.
Like you can look it up.
Wait, what are you
Maybe you're
talking about?
like trying to conflate Meinongianism with
But you just said
neo-Meinongianism. Those
Meinongianism.
are going to be two different views. I said neo-Meinongianism like
No,
five
you
times
didn't.
already.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we can go back on the recording. We can go back on the recording. We could
Oh,
ask
you ain't
anyone
going.
in this VC as well.
Yo, you
We could
said
ask anybody in
Meinongianism
this
like 5
VC.
times. Okay, bet. Was anyone listening?
That's if anyone's paying attention though.
'Cause I let you repeat it 5 times and you said yes. Wait, yo, this guy can't.
Are you
Yo.
retarded?
Yo, you said Meinongianism is a view that I could take.
I said neo-Meinongianism is the view that I could take. Obviously, it's going to have to be something which contrasts with your
Wait.
hypothesis. Otherwise, it would not be
Okay,
a competing view.
can you
And I would
define
not
that?
bring that
Can you
up as
define
an
that real quick?
example, you retard.
Can you define that real quick?
Can I what?
Can you define that? Can you define that real quick?
I have no idea what you're saying, bro.
Yes.
What the hell is this?
Well, the-
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm asking you to, again, define the view. Actually,
Yeah,
actually,
I've defined the
give,
view. I
actually,
defined the view for you already.
actually give me
It
this,
just says
yes,
no. It just
actually give
says
me the
that
symmetry breaker
not all
between
objects are going to be things which
Meinongianism.
exist or which satisfy the criteria for existence, but they can still be meaningfully talked about. That's all neo-Meinongianism says. You can look it up.
Is it says, wait, hold on. It says not all objects exist. Yeah, I can agree with that. Um,
Yeah, so not
yeah,
everything
there's a
is going to be
difference.
something which exists,
Yeah,
and I don't see any reason to
I
take
know. There's a difference between
existence and
existence and
understanding as existence at all.
subsistence. Yeah, I know. I know. There's a difference between existence and subsistence. You're saying everything exists. Obviously,
What are
not
you talking
everything
about?
that we can.
Your first
Not
premise says
everything we
God
can
exists in the
conceptualize
understanding, but not
exists.
in reality.
Yeah, that
That's
means
literally your first premise.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't have
yeah.
to hold to the view that existence and
Yeah. Do
understanding
you
is going
know?
to be a real thing.
Yeah, that means he subsists, right?
Seemingly, you're
So
not
I'm not
tracking.
saying that
I have no
everything.
idea why you're bringing up
Are you not
subsistence.
tracking?
Nobody brought up
Because
subsistence.
because in your
It's
view
not
to
in your argument.
what
I never brought it
are you
up.
talking about?
It's not
Yeah,
part of my view.
I know, you know, I know. You said
It's
that
no.
everything exists. You said that everything. Yeah, you said
That's not what I said.
no. Wait, my bad. Wait. So
Ontological
you're saying
pluralism
your
says there are
view,
multiple
your
modes
other
of existence or
hypothesis is
multiple
saying
ways of
that
existence. I
you're
said
saying that
not
not
everything is
everything
going to be something which
exists.
exists. I'm denying there being multiple modes of
Yes,
existence,
you deny there's
or at
multiple
least
modes
I'm
of
denying
existence.
existence within understanding is something which constitutes existence.
Okay, so when we say something exists in understanding, i.e., it subsists, what would that mean to you? Like instead of existing in that understanding, like what would that mean to you?
What are you talking about? I don't take existence and understanding to be a natural thing. Like that's the
Okay, so
entire
what?
point. What
Okay,
are you
so
talking
what
about?
would you take it? So what would you take it to be when you
You can
have
say some.
an
You can
idea
say
or
something is going to
something
be a
that
being, but
exists
it's not
in?
going to exist. Something can be without existing.
Oh my days! Oh my days! Oh
You can
my
say
days!
it
All
is,
right,
but it's
yeah.
not going to be
Oh my
something which
days!
exists.
Oh my days! You're not listening. Obviously, I agree that not all things exist in the way that me and you exist. That's existence. When we say something exists in your understanding, we're saying it
I
subsists, right? So that means that it doesn't look
have no idea why you keep on bringing up
existence.
subsistence. Like it literally
Yes,
holds no
yes,
relevance to
because
the argument that I gave, the counter argument
of
rather.
course it does.
It holds no relevance to the argument
Of
that you
course it
gave. In
does.
fact,
Of course it does. Because
no, it
of course it
doesn't.
does. It does. It does.
Unless you're
Because
trying to
it
like
does.
make some ad
It
hoc
does.
shift and say, oh, it's not going to be that God exists in the understanding, be that God subsists within understanding. But that's just not what your first premise says. Like,
Existing
you're not tracking.
in existing in the existing in the understanding would be
Oh my God.
meaning that he subsists. So when you say not everything
Wait, define
exists,
subsistence real quick.
wait, hold on.
Define subsistence real quick.
Hold on. So
You
when you
can't
say
continue if
something,
I don't understand the
hold
terminology that you're trying to use.
on. Yeah, you can have a answer my question after, right? So
No,
when you say that nothing, yes, when you say that
yeah, just
nothing
answer
or
the
not
question.
everything exists, right? I can agree with that
Oh,
because
this
not
guy's
everything
running from the
exists.
question.
I'm not running from the question. I said you can ask clarifying questions after, right? So when you say something exists, or not,
So you're running from the
hold on.
question at this
When you
point in
say
time.
not everything exists, like I can agree with that. But when we say something exists, we
Oh, so you are
understanding,
running from the
there's going to
question.
be
So
a
you just
difference
contradicted
between not
yourself.
everything exists. I'm not
That's
contradicting myself,
contradiction number
but
one.
that's not a contradiction.
It is literally a contradiction because you
That's
just
not a
said
contradiction.
yourself that you were not running away from the question. And right after you just said that, oh, you are running away from the question. You can grab that you are running away from the question. Like that's literally what just happened.
What are you talking
Maybe you're
about? I
not
never
paying
said that.
attention, or
What are you
maybe you're
talking about?
just such a low tier that you cannot track. Like we can
Can
go
you tell
back
me
on the
what I
recording.
just said?
That's
Can you
contradiction
tell me
number
what I
one,
just said?
anyways.
Can you tell me what I just said?
Yeah, what you just said was that you can grant that. You can grant that you're running away from the question. Like I don't care about anything else you have to say. Clearly, you're not answering my questions,
What the
so I don't care
fuck?
about whatever
Yo,
you have to
that's
say.
not what I said.
Aside from that,
What I said was,
that is literally what you said.
no, it's not. Are you stupid? What I said was,
All right, well, let's conclude.
I'm not running away from the question. I said you can ask clarifying
Well, he
questions
cannot track
after
this.
my
He
point, right?
cannot track at all.
So
Yeah, then I told you that that means you're going to be running away from the question at this point in time, which you said you can grant that on recording.
at this point, if you want to clarify that I was running away from the question at this point in time, yeah, sure, but
Oh my god. Oh, so
you can
you
ask
just
the question
contradicted
after.
yourself again. You just said sure. You just contradicted yourself again. Oh
It's
my
not
god, this guy, that's
contradiction.
contradiction number two.
I mean, okay, that's fine. It's not relevant contradiction anyway. So,
Oh my god, this is so
so yeah,
horrible.
you can
This guy
answer the
lost to a
question.
man, by the way, and got like noticed.
Okay, that's great. So, the argument is that when you counter hypothesis, right? When you say not everything exists, I can agree with that. Obviously, not everything exists, but some things subsist, or maybe they exist abstractly or whatever, right? Unless you're saying like everything is concrete, I'm not really sure you're trying to do that, but
You said
yes.
not everything exists, but there are things which exist abstractly. Like, how is that going to be relevant to my argument? Like, I'm literally rejecting your first premise that a being can. You're presupposing your first premise that a being can exist in understanding. So you just like beg the
Yes, and your
question about
counter,
whether or not things can exist
you're
abstractly,
retarded.
or at least abstract in the term of like mind dependency.
You because well, because your counter hypothesis was the fact that you're given a view
Also,
that
define
says not
subsistence real
everything.
quick.
Oh my lord.
You've still
I've
not answered the
defined
question.
I've,
Like,
I've
I
redefined
have
it.
no
I've
idea what you're
redefined
talking
it.
about when you talk about subsistence because clearly, like, to subsist, like
I already
traditionally, just means
defined
to
it.
like
Mate, you're not
maintain
listening.
oneself.
Maybe if you was listening, you know what I mean when I say subsistence or
All
substance,
right,
right?
define it again, bro.
Okay, so nice tracking there, right? So, as
Sure.
I said, when I say something exists in the understanding, I'm saying that subsists, right? When I say something exists, I'm saying
Oh my
that
god.
it exists in the way that, like, me and you do, it's like concrete, whatever, right? It's
Oh
in
my
reality.
god.
When we say Yeah, okay, right. So when you say not everything exists, I
That
mean that's
doesn't answer the
fine.
question.
My view doesn't even that did answer the
But
question.
that did not answer the question. So you just like contradicted yourself again. That's contradiction number three. You claim that you gave an answer to the question, and when I asked you for the answer, you just didn't give an answer. Right? You claimed that was an answer, but that is not an answer to the question. You said saying something exists within the understanding is to say that it's substance, but that does not actually clarify what the term substance means. Right? So clearly, you're still not giving an answer to the
What the
question. You're
fuck?
still running away. You know,
Yes, me too.
like this is
What?
so horrible
Yo,
for you. Like, oh my god,
yo, yo,
you're more low tier
s-
than I thought.
yo. Okay, so when you ask what does substance mean, and I say it needs to exist in the understanding, and not in reality, or like whatever,
Oh
right?
my god.
Do you think? Do you not think that answers the
Well, then
question?
that just begs the question because obviously I would just
How is the
reject that something can
definition begging the
subsist. Yeah,
question?
that just presupposes that you
How can a
can exist in the
definition beg the
understanding, which I've
question when
already
you
put into
have
question multiple
begging
times.
the question is
Yeah, I just
where you
explained how it's
have
begging the question. I
the
just explained how it's
question?
begging the question.
Begging the question is where you have
I
the
just explained
conclusion
how it's
within your
begging the question. We can
premises.
conclude. We can conclude. Oh
No,
my god.
that's a
Oh my
that's
god. We can conclude. Oh my god. Bro.
that's like a category error. When you're defining
It's not a
something,
category error.
that is a category error. When you're
Obviously
defining
everything you just
things,
said can be formalized into like a
okay, yeah.
formal argument.
So
Even
obviously, when you're
if even
saying
still
begging
I
the
may not even
question, it's
hold to
gonna
like
be
Aristotelian argumentation, I could still just formalize it in some other form of way, some other
no,
theory,
calm down,
and that would still be begging the question because that would still
calm
constitute an argument.
calm down. No, it's not begging the
Oh my
question
god,
because when you're
let's
begging the
conclude, bro.
question, you're gonna need an argument, which is
Let's
gonna
conclude,
mean that
bro.
you're having the conclusion within one of your premises.
Let's
There is
conclude,
no
bro.
argument. We're defining a term,
Let's
so
conclude,
you
bro.
can't
Like
beg the
that did
question.
not address anything I just said. That did
That
not
is
address anything I just
specifically what you
said.
said. It
Yeah, that
does
did
because
not
you said
address. It
because you
does
said my
not.
definition begs the
Oh, you
question.
think it does? All right, let's conclude.
You said my definition begs the
Let's
question.
conclude,
So how is
please.
that
Let's
gonna be?
conclude.
So how is that gonna be the
This
case if
guy is so
there
horrible.
was
This
no
guy is so
argument to
horribly
beg
low
the
tier, bro.
question? So go ahead. Can you answer my
This guy's
question?
generally worse than Amon, bro. Like, you're the worst debater I've ever seen. Like,
Can you
unironically.
answer the question?
Anyways, yeah, let's conclude. I don't care to answer your question. Let's conclude.
Okay, so okay, so
All right, so we're
so
concluding. You said
so
okay.
okay, so
You said
okay, hold on,
you said
hold on,
okay.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Are
So
you
what he's done
concluding?
here is he's admitting that I'm not even begging the
Wait, are
question
you
because he
concluding?
knows that he can't actually
Okay, so
justify
he's
I'm
trying
begging
to
the question
conclude.
because
He's
there is
trying
no
to like,
argument, right?
he's trying to appeal to the audience as
So
if it looked good.
okay, yeah, well, I mean, obviously I'm gonna do that if you should like listen and engage, right? So that's like the only second best option that I can even do here, right? Because you're just like spurging, you're not even listening, right? So
That's not
obviously
spurging.
that is, that is right.
It's not
So
spurging. Can you define spurging?
you're also over talking, right?
Define spurging
So
real quick. Yeah, I'm over talking you because you're just saying a bunch of retarded shit.
here's what I said retarded.
Everything you've said within this dialectic is retarded. Like
Okay, that
literally,
is
you're
begging
not
the
giving
question.
anything
That right
coherent
there is
at
begging the
all.
question. That is
You
begging the
never
question.
addressed the presuppositions. You never addressed
That
the
is begging the
argument
question.
that
He
I
said
gave,
what
the
I'm
counter
saying is
argument that I gave.
retarded.
You
I
never
said
addressed
how,
anything that I
which
put into
means
question. You
he has a
never answered
premise, a
any of the
reasoning,
questions that I
and his
asked you.
reasoning
Like
was the
within the entire
conclusion.
debate,
That is what
you've
we call
done
begging
nothing
the
this entire
question.
debate. All you've
Giving a
given
definition
are
can't be
literally a
begging the
set of nothing
question.
burgers. You
So
even lost
that's
on
what
the
we have
meta points as well
established.
on like begging the question. You cannot even address anything I said on the begging the question point. Like this is so horribly low tier from you. Like I hope you're better than this like normally because maybe this is just like a bad performance or something. This is so horrible. If this is the best you can do, then you're literally the worst debater I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was great. So obviously we just demonstrated how he is actually begging the question, how he can't substantiate me begging the question
Yeah.
because there was no argument to beg the question. There was only a definition I gave. Substance just means to exist in the understanding or to be conceived, be in the understanding, right? Be in the mind. So there's no begging the questionnaire, there's no argument, there's no conclusion, there's no premises. So so he has successfully begged the question and has managed to do that while accusing me of begging the question. That was kind of retarded. Anyway, back to the argument, right? So he gave the counter example, which was, well, the counter view, which was that, well, nothing, not everything exists, right? Well, I can grant that. I can say nothing exists. Well, not everything exists, right?
Hopefully you're not
Not
making a new
everything
point
exists.
because this
So,
is supposed to be our conclusions. Like I'm not gonna engage with this retard anymore.
no, that's not a new point. It's just a point you didn't address, right? So,
Sure.
it's
Oh,
not
so
actually a
it's a
new
new
point.
point. considering the fact
No, it's
that I
not a new
addressed
point.
all your points. I
It's not a
addressed all
point.
your points. So if you're saying there is a point I didn't address, then it's just gonna be a new point. Retard.
Because you didn't address this point, which I already made. Right?
Oh, so it's gonna be a new point. Like I just said.
No, that I already made. Like,
Bro.
it's not a new point. A point I've already made is not a new point. Like, listen. Anyway, so the point is that yes, counterexample, blah, 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 not everything exists. I can grant that. Not everything exists. There's a difference between exist and subsist. I can say not everything exists while there's still being things that subsist. So that doesn't even contradict my view. It's not even a counterpoint because those
Jesus
are mutually
Christ.
exclusive, right? So
He defines subsistence as existing within understanding, by the way. So existence is still going to be within the definition of subsistence. So he literally just begged the question on that again. Oh my god, this guy's retarded. I'm ending the recording.
things that exist don't subsist, right?